Okay, it's going to be another day, man. I don't know, how can I just wake up from sleep? I'm still tired. It's crazy. Good. Okay, yo, guys, we're just gonna go through gold, US30, and USD. But I don't feel like there's nothing too much that we need to go through. But I'm just gonna be on the charts for now and just have a chill time. Um, we'll have a look on the trade that we do. But last week, the Friday video, we already gone through that, so I'm not just gonna go through that again. But if you wanna watch that, just go watch that previous video. That is before this. But let me just wait for Lamin a bit. Then we can jump on this. Let me try if I can share the link. Take it. Right. Are you ready for the week? We might pass the account this week. We just need one trade on gold though. Feel like if we catch an entry from here just to here, we'll be done. And I like how the market opponent is doing this, the mass gap here and shit. Alexa, play Lo-Fi Beats.
Shuffling songs by Lo-Fi Beats on Amazon Music.
Okay. Okay, we're just gonna go. So let me miss the join that because the market is actually looking beautiful though, guys. Yeah, you guys go subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm on live there right now. We're gonna do the chart breakdown. Um, you wanna learn to trade? Might as well just go and help yourself and join. This girl is looking good. Oh, sure. I mean, it's here. Invest here. Yeah. Nakakunjaga join Taiwan kaya bro.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay.
Assalamu
Yeah,
alaikum.
yeah, guys. That's good. That's
Alhamdulillah.
good.
How you doing, my brothers?
Alhamdulillah.
I'm good, man. How about you, man?
Good, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Lamin, ¿qué lo
Big
que? ¿Cómo
Lamin.
estás por ahí?
How's everyone doing, man?
We're good,
Doing
we're
good,
good,
man.
bro.
What about you?
See, man, how's been your trip to Leeds, man? Hope you guys had some fun and quality time.
When you come to Manchester?
You're not serious, Bilal, man.
Why I'm not serious?
You don't tell me to come Manchester. You don't shout me. You don't message nothing, bro. Am I
No,
not right?
it was good
Salaman,
with
hoko
Bilal
lamin
and this
dade.
guy here, man.
Hmm?
Honestly, we
Hoko
had a
lamin
nice
dade.
time.
Nah, I seen that, man. You guys, I feel like you guys had some quality time, though. I'm not gonna lie.
It was good. It was good, man. Like,
Man, that's
you
good.
know,
That's
we're going through a lot.
Yeah, I couldn't make it,
Because
man. Literally, I had to go pick up my parents from the airport. They were coming from the Gambia. It's a long day, man.
Yeah, now it's good. But yeah, man, we're here though, back in the chart again. The week about to start. It already
Yeah, man.
friend did some crazy weekend move, which was good. We were part of it, so that was good.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Because of that, but yeah, I did a Friday recap though, but we can just go through the chart and just analyze and see what's gonna happen this week, man.
All right, that's fine. Yeah, we can get that. You can get that. Started.
How's your daughter though?
She's good, you know. She's actually been having a bit of a cold. Well, she's recovering well, man. She didn't go what is it called? Nursery for the whole of last week. So yeah,
No, that's fine, bro.
inshallah.
But yeah, man, that is literally gold for me. I feel like the charts are kind of already set up at this point. Just gonna try to register my mind back into market
Yeah,
structure.
yeah, for
So
sure.
we know exactly where we are. I'm gonna delete some of these things here, the irrelevant now.
Mm-hmm.
Then obviously this psychological number, I'm just gonna keep that there. I'm gonna delete 250 as well. Then just jump on the daily time frame. So gold, honestly, I feel like the market and the price action is not really doing too much because the daily time frame, I'm looking for one thing, which
Yeah.
is a both engulfing after we had this candle here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, that's what me and Bilal was discussing on when they were here again. So the market
Yeah.
just up as we can see here. On
Mm-hmm.
that Sunday, I was saying, okay, if the market open here, because this
Yeah.
is where this candle closes. So if we open there, we might see the market try to sell a little bit. and they
Yeah.
start to from there. So we have the bullish engulfing that we're looking for on the daily time frame. So that is
Mm-hmm.
what I'm paying attention to right now, and especially I'm starting to see some form of gap here, and
Mm-hmm.
that might be something interesting. But as long as gold trade back above this level, even if we had the market dump
Yeah.
back here, all I'm
Yeah.
paying attention to is that to then come and cross back above that daily low that we had here. So once we've seen that, we should be
Mm-hmm.
good. But overall, I feel like the market action, price action is building something interesting around here. So as long as we get the bullish and working candle, we should be good. So this daily candle needs to do something like this basically. So if we had that, I think gold might start to do the move again. So that is what I'm seeing on the time on the daily time frame. So apart from that, because there's nothing really much we can go on the daily time frame. So obviously, all we know that is price is making zero higher highs and
Yeah.
higher lows. So ideally, this is showing some sign of higher low starting to form. So we're just gonna be patient and see what the candle does after it closes.
Yeah.
But this candle here is Monday. That's fine. But I'm trying to see if I get any buying opportunity because obviously if the idea for this candle to give us some form of bullish engulfing, we
Yeah.
need to look on entry in this candle here on the lower time frame. So idea basically. So what I'll do from here, no, okay, the daily time frame, there's nothing too much to go for. If God start to show some more bearish, and then we
Yeah.
can entry. But I'll just have a quick look on the weekly time frame. So okay, so this is the last week low. I don't mark the what the hell? Let me just put this back. I didn't mark the monthly levels there because obviously they're all the way here. So gold price action is bullish. So what I'm doing at this point here, every week I'm trying to actually analyze the previous week candle so I can, forecast what's going to happen this week that we're currently in. So what we'll do here, we're just gonna try to analyze this candle. So what I'll do, I'll take the low here, the close here and the open and the high, so we know exactly what the direction might be for this current week that we're in. So to do that, simply I just grab the tools again, put the low here, and that is aligning perfectly with the psychological number. So that's a good sign right there.
Mm-hmm.
As long as gold trading above 4,000, we should be good. So I'm just gonna quickly put those levels. So with that, so I'm gonna put the low here on this, put that on the high, climb that again, put that on the cross here and change that G, this, put that G, then climb this. So now we have a range. So ideally, what I'm paying attention to, if we get an entry around here, I'll
Yeah.
look for trade back above. If it give me another entry signals here, I'll take a trade. And then
Yeah.
obviously the target will be clearly on this high here. But overall, long term, I know for the fact gold needs to take out this software here. So we have the 4,500 above there at
Yeah.
psychological. So we should be good. So that's all I'll do on the weekly time frame, and then I'll just drop to the daily time frame and
Mm-hmm.
see what we can do here. So what I'll do here, I'm just gonna underline this on here, take the high, that's fine. So what with this level here, Tom, it's like subjective for me. What I'll do here, if you see an area of interest that you can change the second line to, you can, but obviously the daily time frame, there is no actually key area except here. So if I said, okay, because this is the daily candle, we had a huge drop in. So when gold hit at 4,085 area, we see that candle start to reject. So ideally, all this reaction that you seen here on this candle, they're basically reacting on this rejection that we had on this candle for the first time. So anything above here is just a buying opportunity on the lower time frame, because if price start to trade back above this key area here, we shouldn't go back below this level here, which is the midweek level that we just choose. So you can use that area for like another entries. But yeah, that is how I'm seeing that area. But when I go to the lower time frame, like 4 hour, I'll actually see what I can use that level for. But for this daily time frame, I think we're still okay. And you can see here we have more space to the upside than actually downside based on the market structure. And I mean, so I strongly believe that gold actually needs to come back here and do something like this to fill this gap, so we can, actually make a higher low here, so that price can then push higher, to give us that higher high that we need somewhere there. That is what I'm seeing on the daily time frame. How come that work now?
Yeah.
Lami dig by lami na tiring ka na. Ayan ang big man kay.
No. I mean, like I said, obviously, if you look at last week, literally we've seen a bit of movement from obviously that previous area that we had, what, March, I think last week or something like that. Pretty much
Mhm.
gold has been kind of reacting well from that area. And then if you look at obviously the price action, the sort of pattern that's kind of being formed on gold, it's clearly kind of telling me that it's an area that the market needs to perhaps take out. Obviously, is enticing a lot of, in my opinion, is enticing a lot of sellers to come into the market. And we're seeing that sort of divergence in there, and then which I believe, should be, should be taken out. But then obviously, forget that even if you look at the news that the news events that we had happened last week, they were very negative for the side of the dollar. And then we
Mhm.
also have a couple of other things, such as people are saying that, well, perhaps investors saying that for every 30 days, I think the dollar is devaluing about 1% or something like that, what I said last week. So
Yeah.
that gives a lot of reasons for investors to kind of fly away from the dollar, which is initially a safe haven for all these currencies and stuff like that. But then the reason that there's a lot of uncertainty politically, and then on the other side of things, then that's why we're seeing a lot of devaluation on the side of the dollar, and
Yeah.
investors are flying away from the dollar, going into the safe haven side of things, which in this
Mhm.
case is gold, which we've
Yeah.
seen rallying for about 30-40% for the last few weeks or few months or whatever it is. Same as silver. And then, like I
Yeah.
said, I don't personally have or see any reasons for gold to be going down or anything like that. The only
Mhm.
predictions that I have in mind is perhaps going up. And then obviously, if you look at the fundamental side of things, people are also predicting that gold might perhaps get into the 4-5 thousand areas going into 2026, which is enticing or telling us that there's a lot of room for gold to still be going on the upper side of things. So
Okay.
me, I don't really see any reasons for gold to be going lower, although we're gonna be having a lot of rallies down. Obviously, if there's a lot of things going around in terms of the wars, in terms of this, in terms of this, or in terms of that, so that might perhaps cause gold to have a bit of rally down. Um, so
Yeah.
and then obviously this sell-off that we seen, like obviously we discussed the other day, is
Yeah.
mainly the fact that everyone is talking about gold, everyone is saying this, everyone is saying that, and then people are saying that since the gold has been digitalized, they've never seen gold rally up for more than I think 13 weeks or something like that. I don't exactly remember. That's why people were kind of panicking. So this rally setup that we're seeing, it has nothing to do with news events or anything like that. Like I said, the last week is it has to do a lot more with sentimental fear, where people are saying that gold is on all-time highs, this that. So perhaps investors are taking money out of the market. So this rally is literally sentimentally, but then like I said, there's a lot more room for gold to at least go up, and then also investors are also saying that at least by year end this year, gold might perhaps touch onto 4,500. That's been kind of saying.
Now that 4,500 only is gonna take few days, bro.
Yeah, trust me, this is what I'm saying. But
At
yeah,
this point, all I'm paying attention to is like a volume, because obviously, like, okay, the daily time frame, as like you guys see here, the idea is just to look for one bullet engulfing candle.
yeah,
Even if you're not too sure to trade gold, because obviously right now, okay, for me, I'm looking for entries. You know why? Because the price action cut is at the area exactly
uh,
where I want to see. So even if I want to avoid this, all I have to do here is wait and actually see how the Monday candle closes.
and then
So
and
whatever
then
direction that closes, that will give me what
And then even one more thing, I was kind of going over my charts a little earlier. If you go back into the 4 hour, I think it is.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, I'll break down to the 4 hour because like the daily time frame, like I said, I just look for this and then when I go into the 4 hour time frame, that is exactly where we can go into like market structure and
yeah,
obviously from there we know exactly why the market is even reacting from the area that it does here. Even if we're gonna try to look for sales on gold, there is no reason to look for any sales on gold until the price actually traded below here and then tell us a reason and be like, okay, for example, if we then start to say, because for sure you cannot say this change of character. That's one thing people need to understand in the
and then
market, right?
and then the other thing that I believe obviously is kind of happening right now is the fact that people are now thinking that the rally in gold is a bit over, but if you look at the fundamental side of things, then it's completely the opposite thing, and that's the reason there's a lot of perhaps retail traders that are kind of stacking in sales at this kind of zones that we're seeing, and then that's why we kind of seeing a lot of accumulation if you look at the charts. And then a bit what I think is gonna happen going towards the week is we're gonna have a bit more of accumulation, but eventually gold is gonna start to break out of those kind of choppy choppy movement that we're having right now. But like I said, I personally I don't see any reasons to be short on gold unless you try to you know probably tactically scale into gold for the short term, but going into long term, I personally don't have any reasons to be short on gold.
Now, honestly, if you guys like even pay attention to market structure, what we'll do here, I'll just basically explain this kind of drop here that might get a lot of people caught into start think like, okay,
Exactly.
this one is probably starting to sell. If
Hmm.
you pay attention to the market structure, obviously you can see here from way back here, whatever that you can look back into, you can just pay attention to the market structure. But I'll just start it from here to where we
Yeah.
are right now. So if we use look at gold here, price. So if we look at gold from here, price push higher here and then
Hmm.
it was a pullback. So this pullback that happened here, for us to confirm this as a higher low, we need to see price actually trading back above this previous higher high
Yeah.
that we had here. So the first time we had here, you can't count this as a higher high. You know why? Because it's only one black candle. This is not clearly a pullback. So for market to form of a higher high, it needs to at least give you a pullback. So we can't really use this as a pullback. So in that case, I'm taking this as one leg. So from here to here, that is called one leg. And you can see here, this is not crazy move on gold. The same thing can happen exactly from where we're coming from. So what might start to trick people to be like in a short on gold here, we can't confirm this as a higher low, a lower low yet. You know why? Because price is only giving us one sign. Okay, if this is a lower high, and
Yeah.
this is a lower low. For us to confirm the next lower high here, we need to break this low and actually close below here. But
Yeah.
how would you go against the market that actually trend that we're in? Because if we're going from this low here to this high, and then we had a pullback here, the idea for this was one thing to take out the previous high so we can form the new higher high. But you just ask yourself a simple question: did price take out this high here we had with the main structure? Now it didn't. So technically, after pricing dropping below this low here, you shouldn't classify this as a break of structure. You know what I mean? Because if we're going from low to making new higher high here, and we had a pullback, the idea for this was to create new higher high. But if that don't happen, there is very higher chance price can come back down to all the way where the actually move started, which price has already done. So for you to say, okay, we have a change of character, you need to actually see gold break this structural low here instead of this one here. Then you can start to look for some idea for sales. But even if this happens, this can be a sweep. Gold can even continue dropping, sweep this low here, and then trade back above the market
Exactly,
structure.
and then even if yeah, sorry to cutting you off. Even if you look at the area that obviously gold is kind of holding off right now, that perhaps that might be the area that might entice the new rally up, or
Yeah.
gold might have a bit more room to the downside, perhaps using the other area below that as an area of interest, then which is also aligning perfectly with the EMA. And then if you put your horizontal line, that might also align perfectly with a psychological level that has not been tested priorly. So gold
For
can
sure.
either one of the things. But then I'm just going off based on fundamentals and macro. Like I said, there's not a lot of reasons for us, to be
That's
looking.
this is literally the setup though, because you just gotta look at structures, man. Like go with the market structure. There is no reason to go against the trend, bro. Yes, gold is rallying up, is rallying up. That's cool, because that is the one thing this market is doing, like overall. Anyways, if you go into the weekly time frame, you're listing gold making new all time high. So you shouldn't be thinking, okay, gold has done a lot of moves, so you need to pull back, you need to sell. Why if you just think, okay, let me be part of the bias, you know? If the direction change, you'll clearly get the sense that okay, we're actually now starting to enter in a bear market. But for now, I think uh, based on the fundamental side, I think gold is really bullish. And obviously, like if you check the news as well, like you will see a lot of people are just taking
Yeah,
gold
fundamentally, a lot of
to
people are very bullish
pull
on gold.
back. But like I said, the 4 hour time frame right now, to save yourself, you have a choice here. You can either tell yourself to wait for gold to break this ranging that we're in right now, so that will give you a bit more time. So by the time this Monday candle closes, you'll get the answer if market is gonna break this range in here or not. But the way I'm building price action from where it is retesting right now, because from this point here, I'm only looking for one thing. Price needs to go above from here. So as long as I'm starting to see some like minor sign on the 1 hour time frame and the 15-minute time frame, I'll look for entry reason and to actually take the market. But gold on the 4 hour time frame, the structure is really good. I'm seeing gold actually stay above this main structure that we have here. And this structure here, as long as we are above here, we're good. I'm seeing gold go back all the way to the previous week high here. And you can see just last week price was here. So you shouldn't be surprised if gold just buy from this low here to or back all the way back to the high here. And that is what I'm seeing. So if I scale down to the 1 hour time frame at this point here, you can see here the 200 EMA is holding as um resistance here if you want to use it. And obviously price still haven't break the key area that I'm monitoring. So if I just use my 1 hour time frame as a structure here, obviously gold was dumping. We make the lower low here. We create this low. So ideally, I'm still in this 1 hour time frame structure here. So as long as,
Yeah.
because the idea for this is one thing, we need to go and take out this high one more time, which is the move that I'm seeing here is kind of starting to build up on gold. So obviously if you look at the little areas like this as a structure, you can see here, or even though this is one candle on the 1 hour time frame, but translate it into the 15-minute time frame, that is actually another change that we're seeing here. So gold is still making some form of highs on the 1 hour time frame, but it's clear on the lower time frame. So as long as we are above this weekly area that I mark here, the 4,000, gold can then do another pullback all the way here and then maybe take some of this liquidity here. But I don't see gold trading below until we have a crazy volume that market actually give us aggressive pullback to the downside. Then we can go from there. But for right now, I'm looking for an area where I can actually see this retest happening. So the first area will be somewhere. Let's have a look here. We have a double bottom here. We change the character. So we have some form of key area here. Obviously, you can't ignore this area. That's one thing for sure. You can't ignore this area. It doesn't mean you need to just take a trade when the market hit that area. You just need to see what's gonna happen. Because what I'll do on these time frames here, if I go into the 15-minute time frame and market giving me some reason around here, then I'll go from there. But even if
Mhm.
we trade back below that area, it's the same thing. I'm waiting for price to then trade back above it. The moment I see price trading back above it, guess what you'll see? You start to see a change of trend pattern, which is head and shoulder. So you can see
Mm.
here, we'll left here, the head will be here, and the right leg will be here, and then you can go from there. So Gold might not even do that, but on the 1 hour time frame, I'm just gonna pay attention to the key area, and then we can just go into our entry time frame, which is 15 minutes, and you can see these are the trades that I was taking on gold last week. So ideally, there is no reason for me to go against any of these buys that I was looking for here, except to look for more buying opportunity and go from there. But you can see this area here is actually a nice 15-minute extreme point, because you know why? Because we have to go with the market structure, bro. So
Market
the
flow.
actual stop that we had with form a lower low here, ideally this will be the lower high. We then form a new low here. But for me, I start to see first sign here. Gold is actually trying to break from this range that we've been in here for a few days now. So why? Because price still now trading back above this low here. So we have a lower low. Ideally, this should be lower high, but we create a new high. So we're starting to form a new higher low here. So technically speaking, we need to go and take out this structure here. Until
Yes.
that happens, all you can see here is just a dip. Gold is just retesting this area,
Yeah.
and then buy. So we counter trend again. We do a minor change here. So as long as we come here and give us a signal, I'm seeing gold go from there. That is what I'm paying attention to for my first trade idea on gold. If that don't happen by London, you should see market will tell you something. It can either
Yeah.
dump all the
And
way
that,
to come this level.
and then I feel like the range that we kind of had, I think the whole of last week was heavily due to the fact that obviously when the stuff that's going on with Trump saying that he's obviously looking forward to meet President Xi from China, which is going to happen, I think, this week. So, based on that, we might see a lot of volatility coming to the gold into gold data on this week, or perhaps at the start of the week. So, we just got to stay on edge and see, and see how things are looking. But based on this price action, I feel like, we have a lot of reasons, to break above. Because if you look at price action, it feels like there's a lot of people accumulating sales in there, anticipating that the rally perhaps on gold is kind of finished, which I don't believe is finished yet. So yeah.
Nah, for sure. I'm bullish on gold. Like I said, until we actually see a change on the 4 hour time frame, it's still good. So all we can see here, I'm just gonna mark these two levels for now. Actually, what I'll do here, I'm just gonna use the same level that I was using from the past, which is this key area here.
Mhm.
Okay, that is coming from based on that structure that we had here, and that's the actually power area that we see. We retest there, but if the market try to come back down here, is the area that I'm gonna pay attention to. Even if we missed it a bit, I know okay,
Mhm.
we need to trade above this area so that the buyers are still valid for me. So
Yeah.
um, that will be my idea for gold. Target wise, it's simple. I'm just gonna try to see if we can entry here. Obviously, 1 to 3 will be the rule and close
Yeah.
parts here. Gold can easily give you an craziest volume from where I'm seeing this market coming
Yeah.
into right now, or even here. So we can try to jump all the way back here. The moment I start to see gold trading back above this
Mhm.
midweek level here, then I'll look for another like probably some of the key areas that I was using in previous, so which
Yeah.
will be something like this. And obviously, like price trading back above here, it needs to do one thing. What it
Mhm.
was the it retest it and then buy, retest it and buy. So it's just the same logic that I'll use. So I'll see what we can get from here, and then obviously this will be my target. And the overall goal for gold is to actually come all the way back into the previous high.
Yeah.
Good case scenario, we're just gonna break that area and try to run into 4,500, which is
So
the
that's
main target
that,
for
that,
me.
that, um, that is at least my prediction for year end this year, which we still have, I think 2 months and probably 2 weeks into the year. So yeah, it's more than possible for gold, to give us that's such achievement. So it's just a matter of being a bit patient and then actually just waiting and then reading price action alongside obviously funders and macros. But yeah.
For sure. Yeah, that will be it for gold. Again, I'll just monitor the price action from here. Obviously, gold will start to do some overnight move throughout Asia if you get some clear signs. But obviously, we're not gonna force it. I'm gonna be patient with it. If market gave you what you're looking for, then try to like calculate your risk and then go from there. But gold is looking short bullish. That's all I can say here. We can go through EURUSD if you like. Then you can just share your charts as well.
Yeah, for sure. You're the man tonight.
Guys, are you ready for chow?
I'm ready for buys, man.
Let's go, man. Um,
Uh,
but yeah, EURUSD, I think it's the same thing, man. Honestly, to understand EURUSD a bit better, what we can do here, guys, we can go through DXY because that will tell you a lot of reason that is behind these bullish bias that we're looking for on gold and the euro side of thing as well. So if you look at DXY on the daily time frame, obviously my chart on DXY, there is too much lines going on here, but that is just because I've been monitoring this a long time. So if we look at where DXY started dropping from, okay, you might, a lot of people might start to see, okay, it's a break on this structure here, but I'm seeing it as this key area is what we were paying attention to on the DXY side of things. So price, when we break back above here, we had a first retest and then buy. So seeing DXY trading back below the same key area is one thing, especially after we taking all these liquidities that we had here. And you can see here the dollar just start to be crazy bearish from there, and the structure is clear on the dollar side that we're making some lower highs here, making lower lows. So this move that we currently building on the dollar side of thing is one thing. We need to form the lower high here. We can see the sign for that is happening already. Of course, we can see we had a nice bearish candle actually closing below the area of interest, which is this. So technically speaking, I'm seeing that DXY to actually dump back into 96,000. If it's gonna be weak enough, we can even see the dollar drop into 95, which is the target that I've been telling you from the start of the YouTube videos. You can see here we were looking for this trend line and see that trend line is still there. Price will come close to it, but we still haven't actually tapped into the trend line, and you can see that trend line is coming from all the way back here, um this here, because that is when the because the whenever that DXY hit this level it just shoot up, and we can see here we're very close to it. So I'm seeing that dollar actually might try to magnetize into that area and then give us another push. So the dollar is still bearish overall, so that is why we're looking for buys on the gold side of thing and the euro side of things. So yeah, euro USD on here, if you look into the market structure, it's just one thing. Again, these lines are just previous month low and high, so I'll just leave them from there. What I'll do here, I'll check the weekly time frame real quick. You can see here the euro is actually been really messy, bro. Like price action on the weekly time frame, it's not too clean, bro. But we were saying here, what I'm paying attention to though, because this candle is looking like it's closing in 4 days, the monthly candle. So the sign that is starting to show me here, the only reason I wouldn't say, okay, this now start to be a nice bearish engulfing candle, because I don't think in 4 days that this candle will try to go and trade all the way back below this here. So if we start to see the dollar closing below this monthly candle here and then trading back below the 200 EMA, then we might see some form of little bit pullback on the euro side of things, but I don't see that happening here. But it's just something that I'm paying attention to. As long as we trading above the previous month low here, we should be good on the euro side to actually go into the target that we're looking for, 1.20. So yeah, the monthly, there's nothing too much there. We're just gonna wait and see that candle close in 4 days. But if you pay attention to again, look, the candle is starting to show you shine. The market is starting to build lower, some form of higher highs on the weekly time frame. The weeks alone will tell you a lot what's happening in the market. So I'll just delete this area now. So weekly structure on the euro side, we can see here we're making a higher highs. We then create a new higher high. Ideally, this is meant to be a higher low, but why? We can't confirm it yet until we see price closes back above here. On the lower time frame, it did, but on the weekly time frame, it didn't. So in that sense here, there is very high chance that weekly candle might try to trade back above that structure and actually close there. So having that in your mind, you can still say, okay, we're still really bullish on the dollar. on the euro side of thing when it comes to against the DXY. But yeah, EURUSD weekly we're ranging, but daily time frame the structure is very clear. We're making form of higher high here, higher lows, higher high here, potentially higher low. If we confirm it. So yeah, I'm just gonna and look for buys on the euro side of thing as well, because if we start to close back above this candle here, so I might not trade the euro USD, or on Monday I'll see what Monday candle closes like, and then Tuesday that will give me a direction on the euro. But the daily candle that I'm looking for right now on the euro USD is this. We need to form the creeping formation that we're starting to build here. We can see here we're starting to see one, two, technically all this candle that is building up here. We need to see one thing, bullish engulfing to close it back above this bearish candle here. Then I have a confirmation. So that's all I'm gonna do on the euro side of thing, and just wait for the daily candle to actually close it back above there. And then obviously on the 4 hour time frame, we can see the structure is technically changing. We were going bearish with this counter trend that we are coming from the previous month high here. We make a lower low here. This was meant to be a lower high, but it didn't, because price did not close it below here. Instead, what happened? We switched the direction, giving us false sign that the euro might start to make this kind of structure that we're starting to build on here. But yeah, the 4 hour is looking good. If you current entry here, which I did the first trade, but closes the trade around here because it was weekend overlapping. I don't want to hold the trade. But the idea is one thing, is it remains, if the euro is starting to show us bullish line, we're gonna now to take out this high here, giving us our another higher high. Then from there you can just confirm, you know what I mean? Like the euro might start to make higher highs and higher lows. But when that comes, we'll go from there. But for now, I'll wait until Tuesday and actually see some volume on the euro side of things. That's what I'm looking for euro USD. Yeah. So is that your idea as well? I mean, I can't hear you. You're on mute, Lamin.
It's pretty much the same sort of bullishness that obviously we've been kind of anticipating for the last few weeks and stuff. And then obviously if you look at the because I caught an entry there, I think it's similar to your entry. And then the reason we had a bit of sluggish sort of market, but we seen a bit of rally. I think it was on Friday, I think it was or Thursday, and that was heavily due to the fact that we've had a lot of news from the side of the dollar. I'm
Yeah.
currently at news, and then obviously the CPI, all of the three CPIs that had happened at 1:30, they all sort of came in negative, which kind of acted as a catalyst for the rally that we had seen on Euro USD. And like I said, like we've been kind of saying for the past, I don't know how many weeks, how many videos, we're very much bullish on the euro side of things, and that's heavily due to the fact that there's a lot of certainty going on the dollar side of things. But other than that, like I said, if you want, I can kind of share my side or my side of the
Yeah.
chart, you know,
Just put mine
go
off there.
over a little bit, which is gonna be pretty similar to yours, but yeah, just go over it.
Yeah, man. Let's see your charts, bro. Let's see Lamin's chart. Bilal,
Lami,
Bilal,
show me your talent.
show me your talent. There we go, man. Me and Lamin be in the same trades, bro.
It's crazy. But yeah, like I said, yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. So as you can see, I'm currently in these buys. I'm still holding it potentially to here. This was the sort of areas that we had for the past previous weeks. But as you can see, I'm just purely looking at price action. We can clearly see that this has been an area that the market
Lamin
has
antamu gide.
Antamu ke?
seriously.
Yo te ronga de.
Solomon angin turun dia.
Yeah,
So
can you not hear?
no me escuchas.
Bilal,
Gitu
I
roh
ronga.
entah kadi de.
Hello.
Hello?
There's something wrong with the last thing, bro.
Bilal, can you hear us though? Wait. I don't know what's going on, bro, honestly.
No escuchas.
Bilal, no escuchas.
Right on the chart.
You can't hear. Okay, he might try to join back again. I think it might be his network though.
Could be.
Could be. Yeah. Okay. I'm scanning for reply. Okay, let me just join Bilal again. Bilal,
Intro nga disas.
bye. Let me go on. Can continue.
Okay, all right. But yeah, as you can see, I'm pretty much still in this buy that I quote last week, I think it was. Um, which is this one here, one sec. Okay, yeah,
Hello.
this.
Um, yeah, guys can just enjoy that.
Solomon,
Yeah.
look, Lamin trade 1 minute time frame. Lamin is a scalper, bro.
Oh no, 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 I only have this, but I've not been taken. My entries are literally on 15. Solomon knows.
And I mean, it's 15 minutes, bro. Two 15-minute confirmation. He's in.
Come on.
But yeah,
Shut up.
obviously, if you look at it, I'll probably just go a bit back to my chart to literally, yeah, here, right here. As you can see, this sort of blue line, it was at the start of the year when obviously the whole
The whole year, the markets are just.
there was a lot of
I mean,
prediction saying that there's gonna be a lot. There was going to be a lot of devaluation on the dollar side of things, and then as you can see, pretty much every trade that I've been taking is very only buys and stuff. Then
of course. I
then
barely
this
look
was
for any on the euro side of things this year. At the start of the year,
yeah,
yes.
exactly. And then as you can see, this was the sort of area that obviously we had
Yeah.
marked. The market reacted well from it, and then we were kind of waiting for catalyst to happen within the fundamental side of things, and being able to scale into the buys. And then obviously the reason that we've seen this sort of down here, that was heavily due to the fact that there was a lot of uncertainty going on the French political side of things. When that happens, it tends to weigh heavy on the euro side of things, and that was the main reason that we've seen that kind of sell off. But once that has been sorted out, that once that has been calm, they've been able to sort the French political side of things. Then we perhaps started to see some rallies into the upper side of things, and then obviously the rally that we recently seen on euro has also been due to the fact that when we look at CPI, when we look at a lot of factors into the dollar, they all have been very negative. And then if you put into consideration the fact that there's been a shutdown on the dollar side of things, meaning that I think it's been almost about 30 days. No event has been coming out from the United States. So that has also given a lot of reasons to still carry on being bullish on the euro side of things. Even in fact, the first area that we had marked, it was at 1.19, which we've been able to reach at. And then by year end, at least people are predicting for the euro to be at 1.20, 1.19, 17 ish. And obviously,
Okay.
after we've seen this, we've seen a break up here, which is essentially giving us reasoning to scale back into the buys that we very much been anticipating, which has clearly happened from that area, which is clearly aligning with the psychological level if you look at it.
Yeah.
Um, there you go, 1.6, yeah,
1.16.
1.16. So,
Mhm.
we scaled in from there, and so I caught this entry last week. I'm still in it, But however, I've been able to close off of the, I think 60-70% of the move of this trade. I'm still holding it at least to 123, which is about 60 points, something like that. But then if you only look at price action without even having considering macros and funders, it's very simple and straightforward price action. And we had an internal sort of breaker structure. Market came to an area of interest that we normally take our trades from, reacted well from it, which has also been backed by CPI coming in lesser than expected, and that's why we've been able to see the rally that happened on Euro US dollar.
Nah, for sure. The Euro side, honestly, that's the setup is literally the same thing. Again, it's like if you all focusing on market structure, you're gonna be seeing the same thing. Except
Exactly.
that you wanna be taking trades for like the counter trends and everything like that. Which is not I advise that you should do in the market right now, because the problem with counter trend is this: it's like the market can reverse from any level, which is the thing. Like we're looking at all this structure point, extreme point, and all of that thing. Is for one thing, anyways. It's like okay, if we making a higher high, there is very higher chance when we come to this level, we might form the higher low from here and continue going.
Yeah.
That's literally the technical side of the thing when you're analyzing the market. It's like which area has very higher chance that the market might react it from and continue going to the direction that it needs to go. So we can clearly see here, this is the area of interest that I'm paying attention to as well. At this point, it's just matter of patience and actually let the market does whatever it needs to do until your system actually builds something that you're looking for. And then from there you can go. Other than that, it's good.
Like I said, even obviously because I can kind of share. I can also share.
Go to share chef. That's a chef pair. I wanna see that structure on that.
This guy's loving my Swiss franc. I'll go onto it now. 1 second.
That structure on that one there is like it built up so nice, man. You see what I mean?
There you go.
Look at that counter trend that just happened to like what you were saying last week.
Yeah, like I said, and then again, it's linked to obviously political uncertainty, this that going in USA, because you know what happens when there's a lot of uncertainty going in the USA, then we tend to have outflows from the dollar. And then
Yeah,
inflows into safe havens, and then when there's this risk of in the markets, risk of sentiment in the markets, then a lot of people tend to fly into safe havens. And in this case, when there's a lot, like I said, when there's a lot of uncertainty going on the dollar side of things, then Swiss franc acts as a safe haven. The Euro US dollar acts as a safe haven. The pound acts as a safe haven, but also depending on what's going on into the United Kingdom. And then the gold also acts as a safe haven, and that's why we've been seeing a lot of these rallies happening into all of these safe havens. But initially in the market, obviously the dollar is the safe haven. But like I said, when there's a lot of uncertainty and then inflation rate goes this, that, blah, 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 then obviously investors don't want to keep their money in there. They rather take it out from obviously from the dollar and then put it
yeah,
into elsewhere where they can get a bit more value, which is
for real,
better than the dollar.
for sure.
And
Nah,
like
that is
like I said,
really the best explanation that you can get. Anyways, if they're having fear to have their money in the dollar,
yeah,
they're gonna
exactly.
look at the safe haven space, which is something like the gold and all that kind of thing there.
And like I
Yeah,
said, I
that's
literally put
actually
it because okay. I mean, if you look at every sort of area that I've marked has kind of aligned with something going on in the United States. If I'm able to go back into obviously into the data and stuff like that, you see that rally has happened due to the fact that maybe tariff uncertainty, and maybe that rally has happened due to the fact that there's tension going on between the United States and China, and maybe that rally has happened because of something else. And like I said, a lot of the things that I do, I've explained this to Suleiman. A lot of day trades that I take is at least 60-70% based on funders and macros. And then my obviously price action is about 20-30%. So I depend heavily on whatever is going obviously around the world and stuff. But yeah, like I said, even if you look at it now, Obviously, when Trump tweeted that he's planning to put about 100% tariff on China, then we had this rally happened around here. When he, I don't know when he tweeted on, when he posted on Twitter, then we had this rally. And then this, I've taken this as an area of interest, which is again aligning perfectly with the psychological level, which is also an institutional level where a lot of these institutional states tend to obviously execute positions from. You look at it. This is aligning perfectly between the 175, which is a whole level around number, and 79750, and then in between here, anything that happens, I tend to base it off that. Then if you look at it here, I could have taken a trade off here, but did not, because I was not even active on the markets on Friday. But maybe
I feel like that structure what you were telling on that pair, like it's just doing exactly that. At that point for me, it's like, oh, okay, I'm seeing, okay, let me say this is gonna pull back into that area. The market just need to do one thing from there,
yeah,
though. If
exactly.
it's gonna continue with the flow that we're in right now, we're just gonna get more confirmation from that ranging that we're in from there, and then.
And then even if you look at it right now, obviously basing it off on simple price action. We look at it. I'm gonna use my little pen. You look at this here. It came to our area of interest. We see in price action happen. This happen is acting as an area of fuel for the market to be able to take out, then use that to go onto the opposing side. We taken that out. We've seen a reaction, an internal break of structure perhaps. Then that could have been acting as an area of interest. We go back onto the 15 minutes, and entry could have been literally right here, right here. First candle, second candle, then we probably could have, been able to catch that drop of maybe 60, 70 pips or something like that. But
No, for
yeah,
sure, man. It's okay. As long as it's in that area, it's just your time. I just want to see the price action for this, which is really clean, honestly. Like, I love
yeah,
when the price action of the market is clean. Because end of the day, even if you're not trading it, you can just learn your system on it. And which is one thing you focus on price action and key area. And obviously, the price action for this is actually clean to
yeah.
look at.
And then obviously same on the obviously we've already gone over the euro side of things, which okay, Suleiman has broken it down perfectly. And I also have, well, on the pound side of things, I wouldn't really want to be focusing on pound as of right now. Due to the fact that there's a lot of things going on with the budget of United Kingdom, and that's why we're not seeing a lot of things happening within United Kingdom. Everyone is kind of waiting ahead of the meeting that they're gonna be held that they're gonna be holding on November. About obviously the budgets, about tax hikings, about this, about that. So a lot of investors are on edge on the United Kingdom or on the UK side of things. So that's why we've not really seen anything happening on GBP USD. But on the contrarian, I've also been following. I think it was this one. No, actually, this one here,
Okay.
which obviously you can clearly see simple price action. That was the news that I was kind of following. I can kind of put it on, then maybe you can kind of have a read at it. I'm not sure if it's gonna load or not. Just copy it. One second. I'm just gonna pop this up here. Control V. Are you guys able to see that?
Yeah, we can see.
Exactly. A quick scan. It says obviously, based on the heading alone, it's saying that pound can retrieve from Canadian dollar highs. Then obviously, you look at it.
Um,
Obviously, if you quickly have a look at it, then
within the structure, the word that you will not train right up. Not right. Yeah, and we can see we're having a pullback on the pair side of thing as well. So, is that where is the
and
remember that 1.8730? Is that where price is at right
yeah,
now?
I'll be quickly check it now. Let me just go back.
Yeah, we can't see the chart.
Yeah, I've just pulled it back. One
Okay.
sec. Because obviously I think my laptop is about to die, so it's moving a bit slower than it's supposed to.
It's cool. We're about to end soon, and it's 1 hour in with
Well,
it.
look at it, look at it. I don't even look at it, look at it. 1.817 it was or something like that.
Well, it's 18730 area. I
Okay,
mean,
that
the
was
three. Yeah, that 1.2 is that. Yeah, so prices it even dipped a little bit below that area. So again, that is more pullback anyway. So and because it
and then
was
you
saying
go.
that the market might drop to 300 to 400 pips.
And then you go there. The reason that I taken this, obviously, there was a lot of, a lot of noise here. So I'd rather just take a bit below, whatever they're anticipating. Then that's again aligning perfectly with my psychological level 8600 and 85,750, which is about 25 points in between here. So obviously, if market gets in here, then the only thing that I'm gonna be doing is,
Mhm.
to for the market to come a bit down. Okay, one sec. Laptop won't die on me now.
Yeah.
To come a bit down here, then perhaps we scale onto the 15 minutes. Then all people probably be waiting. Maybe we can, for a bit more confirmation, you can wait something like this. Then the market to come back here. Then the one thing that I'm looking for is just two bullish or three very bullish candles, and I'll be taking this trade all the way up there. At least, I want to feel risking 20 points like I do, and then expecting to make 60 points in return.
Nah, that's for sure, man. Well, if you guys are trading GBP card, that is for you.
It's a
So
trade idea, but yeah.
that's okay. So yeah, that will probably is gonna be it, man. I can't go US30 if you guys would like, but I feel like the US30 side of thing is just one thing again. I'm
need
just
to
looking for
um,
in this
we need
market.
to hear from Bilali. That's what we need to do right now.
We need to hear from Bilal. Bilal, get okay, bro.
Yo, wagwan fella. How you say, my guy?
This guy is a shut up, bro. We're here, man. Bilal.
Bro, kakumbas ako.
So, bro, it's only 12, bro.
Sole, go to sleep,
Morning is
man.
up. There's no sleep. But yeah, man, like honestly, the breakdowns are actually good. We just gotta be patient at this point, man. US30 to realize there's nothing too much there that I need to go to because, bro, this market just got up again, bro.
Shit.
Nah, but US30 though, honestly, I feel like because last week we were looking for that one trade idea, which was something here.
Hey, Solomon, I have one question for you.
Go on.
US30 is moved
Mhm.
like gold or not?
Um, well, I can't say it moves like gold, but it's volatile enough to be like gold. Uh, so, cause wait, hold on, let me look it up. But yeah, like I was saying, with US30, the market structure is just the same thing, bro. Like, it don't move like gold, but US30 move a lot as well. Cause in a day, you can catch an entry on US30 that will go about fucking 500 pips, 300 pips, and you can see even on the trade that I took on Friday, that trade alone went to about 582 pips. And you can see it's basically the same trade that is running. That is how much? That is about 876 pips in one trade. So it's crazy. Gold, the past 2 weeks, it was moving a lot as well because we were moving like 800,000 pips a day on gold.
Mm.
So yeah, they're volatile, but the market structure is a little bit different because US30 that you might see a lot of gaps, and if you're not paying attention a lot with the market structure, you might not be able to read the market structures properly. But it's
And then
definitely the same, you know.
what I feel like well, I've never traded it before, but I feel like it moves a lot when it comes to the New York session, doesn't it?
Mhm. Yeah, you move like US30. If you caught an entry, probably even if you are in a trade from London, it's not gonna do too much. But what I
Mm.
tend to do, I tried to be in the trade before 2:30 UK time because at that time the market will just shoot up. Like
Mm.
the moment it's 2:30, we have the New York session opening on there, so the market will
The
just shoot up.
overlapping and
Yeah, and a lot of those entries, there are people that actually trade based on the open. They just come on the opening time and actually predict where the opening candle might be. But for me, it's like as long as I'm in that trade with the market structure, that opening is just gonna push the market into that direction it needs to go anyway. So
mm.
yeah, so US30 honestly last week the structure I was looking at this here, because we still basically doing this. We now have the higher high above here. So until we form the new higher high, we can continue going. So technically speaking, bro, like we were saying US30 to 47, we break that already. So we seen
Mhm.
US30 go to 47, 48,000, and that is very, very soon. It might do that like this week. I think US30 might actually go to 48,000. But the market structure wise is good. The daily now actually gave us to confirm, okay, this is now the higher low. Why? Because we create the high above here. We had a daily candle closes above there. So that's good on the US30 side of things. So 4 hour time frame, then I'll just try to focus on the structure. So what I'm seeing here, probably we're gonna have another retest on this 47,000. And you can see that we already had a reaction from there, and the market structure is basically making a higher highs, higher low here. So technically, as long as we are above this structure now here, I'm putting the US30 side of thing to look for buys until the 48,000. So that's the next target for me on US30, honestly. But for me right now, let's just let this market do whatever it gotta do here, because this gap you don't wanna be part of it. People might even start to sell US30 just based on the gap here, but I don't do that. So I'm just gonna
Then
wait
I got, yeah.
until our retest around this area one more time, 47,000, and then we can go there. If not, I'll pay attention to the next psychological number that is actually nearby, which is 47,500. So yesterday trading back above that level here before New York or even New York time, I think as long as it's above 47,500, there is very high a chance when New York open, we're just not gonna go below that level. Price will actually try to push into 48,000. So yeah, this is the next area that I'll monitor now. That is just a psychological number. So apart from that, we're just gonna wait for another pullback on US30, potentially all the way here. I'm seeing a lot of gaps on ES30, so you should just be very careful, bro, to trade this because we can just dump, like we can literally just dump all the way back here. This was the news that gave us this gap here, and you can see we haven't really filled, and that is aligning perfectly with our 4 hour structures, kind of thing. So we should be good with the structure that we're in right now. That is all I'm seeing on US30 side of thing, bro. Yeah. Apart from that, that is going to be my analysis for the week. I'll wait on gold for sure and see if I can get any clear entries, setups, whatever. But other than that, I think we just gotta be patient now and actually see what this market is gonna do here. So yeah, with gold though, like you guys just pay attention to it. You know what I mean? Like just pay attention to it. It depends how this candle closes here. So yeah, that is gonna be it, bros.
It's time to buy, ciao.
Time to buy chow, bro. Time to buy, yeah. But yeah, man, guys, we're gonna leave it here. Hopefully, inshallah, by Wednesday, we should see some trade play out. Or if there is any losses that was taken, we'll break all that down on Wednesday. And then Friday, we come back again and go from there. Right now, it's just matter of patience, bro. We did all the work, like Lamin said last time.
Lamin
All
daga.
the he just joined back again. All the work is basically done right now. So we just gotta be patient and actually follow the ideas that are building in the chart. Have your risk management, be the reminder for yourself, and just go from there, man. Understand you're not gonna do it all in one day, bro. It's gonna take you a little bit time, but just be patient. As long as you're following the plan, we're good.
Yeah, facts.
Love. So we
I mean, obviously, we have to hear from Bilal what he has to say as well.
Ven, get to run the Solomon yet.
we be like Bilang get wrong
Hindi
idea.
naging laptop wala na MacBook ko nga dini fucking.
Anyway,
I
anyway,
mean,
bro.
gawa ka tring ka na, nga warda na
I think
hali.
we're gonna end it here, man. Inshallah, bro.
I
If you
mean,
guys
yeah,
have
like I
anything
said,
to add, you can do that.
I mean,
Why I mean,
there's literally not much to say. I mean, our buyer has not really changed. There's no reasons for us to be thinking otherwise. As long as all of this uncertainty is building, as is it has been building for the past few weeks, then it's only right for us to be focusing on on our setups, to be focusing on planning our trades, and perhaps taking whatever we've planned to take. And I feel like only that way we'd be able to to have a sense of belief in whatever system that we utilizing, whatever sort of idea or thought process that we using behind the charts. And like I keep on saying, just plan your trade, and trade your plan is as simple as it is, to be honest. It's not complicated. People want to make it complicated for some reason, which I don't think so. They should be doing it that way. I know, it might sound cliche or whatever, but I feel like once you've been able to do the groundwork, be able to have a system that you think is able to reward you, not in the short term, but in the long term, then
Yeah.
you have no reasons to be scared. But the one thing that people tend to practice within the market is having that fear of having that fear, and then perhaps not having a full belief in your system. Like I said, like we keep on saying on here, even with a 30% win rate, at the end of the day, you're gonna become profitable. It's not a case of you have to have everything perfect, which is
Mhm.
impossible within this industry. It's a case of having something that works, having something that you can control, and then having something that's able to give you an outcome. Like I said, not in the short term, but in the long term. If you're able
Nah.
to think in that sense, then it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time for you to be able to see results out of the market. But yeah, that's the only
Nah.
thing. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie.
For sure, man. Take it from Lamin, bro. But other than that, I'm
Mm.
just gonna have to end it here. Inshallah, I need to update little bit trade idea on
And,
trading view.
and then Suleiman, do you know on that is that trading view?
Yeah, this is trading view.
Okay, okay. On Whoop, you're not active on there. You have to be active on
I'm
there.
not active on Whoop, I need to actually start. Bro, you know what? Matter of fact, I'm gonna start to put all this every trade I'm gonna take this week, I'm gonna send it there. You know what I've been doing though? Every trade that I post here, I'll send them in there. You see,
Mm,
last night Bitcoin trade idea, bro, that I just sent here, bro. And bro, by the time I wake up, Bitcoin is currently at 14K, and this trade idea is literally just I took the screenshot off my phone and send
mhm.
it here. And obviously Bitcoin is currently looking so good. But for that, we'll see here. You see, I send a trade idea from here, and you can see this is a play button. Price is actually trading, bro. It's actually lit right now, bro. I'm gonna look for another entries on Bitcoin as well, obviously. But yeah, man.
Now, where
Inshallah,
Bitcoin,
guys.
Bitcoin is just crazy
Well,
right
nah,
now. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I
nah,
mean, I think for this year we don't really have much. It's gonna be November next week or the week after that. We only have
right,
maybe one
right,
month, maybe 4 weeks, 6 weeks of trading and stuff like that. Then have a little break. The second week of December, wind off, disconnect completely, come back fresh in January, and start your whole year. Like I said, like we said the other day, you don't have to wait until January to start. You have to start from today, then
Igo,
build to
Igo,
go
nah,
to January.
wakan
bro.
suntok kumaka.
Huh?
OG, now
Holidays. Bro,
it's
trader
not
don't have holidays, man. Traders make money every fucking day.
it's not holidays. Listen, it's
Nah,
not
I'm
holiday.
joking. But
It's not holiday.
it's necessary, bro.
Nah, yeah, 100%. Like I said, I don't want to brag a lot in it, but when I tend to have good months here and there, I tend to take about a week, 2 weeks off the charts, because obviously if you've been having a couple of winning days here and there, then the ego starts to build. Then it doesn't matter how long you've been in the game, it doesn't matter what sort of knowledge that what sort of knowledge you have in the game, but ego is just ego. It's just an emotional feeling, and it's just natural for us to have that sort of feeling. So that's why I tend to have a bit of break, a week, few days of the charts, not looking at anything, not looking at
Yeah.
anything in base, just fully disconnected, and then coming back afresh, seeing things from a other perspective. Though, to be honest, it's
Now for
necessary.
sure, me as well though. Whenever I actually take like even if it's 4 days from the chart, and when I come back onto the chart, it's just super clean, bro. It's like I'm actually seeing the analysis better, and I don't even
Exactly.
know. It's just good, man. Because when you're in the chat
Yeah.
too much, bro, your brain will be going crazy, bro. Like
Yeah.
everything will start to be blurry at some point. It's like
That's what I'm saying, man.
Lamin, next meeting in Manchester, you coming, okay?
Now,
I'm
listen,
I'm
listen.
I'm waiting you.
Okay. When's the next meeting gonna happen? Is it gonna be Saturday? This Saturday?
ooh,
Nah, this one, maybe next one. I don't know.
maybe
Depends,
next
Solomon.
one. If not next one, for sure the one after that, bro. This Saturday and the next one, I have to like.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of busy. That's all I can say, bro.
Okay. Now I'll
So
definitely be there. Trust me. Wallah. If nothing happens, I'll definitely be there. Because this Saturday, listen, I told Suleiman, I was in Leeds. When was it? Was it on Sunday? I think I went to see you.
Yeah, it was Sunday.
yeah.
Sunday, not this Sunday, the one before
No,
that.
it
I
was Wednesday. It
went there
was
with
Wednesday.
family.
You said nah. It was Sunday. Then Lamin said he's gonna try to come Wednesday again.
I said I was gonna try to come on Wednesday, but then yeah, things happened, man. I had to
Things
do
happen
You
that.
are
and
a
happen.
busy man. I know. You are a
No,
busy man.
it's not about business. It's just about things happen unexpectedly. But I did tell Suleiman that I was definitely gonna take Wednesday off and then come to Leeds, but then I couldn't make it. What is what it is. But I guess obviously if the next one is gonna happen on
We
Saturday,
always gonna
then
plan it.
trust me, I'm gonna say it here in front of everyone. If the next one happens, I'll be the first one to be there. Trust me.
Okay, inshallah,
Inshallah,
inshallah.
inshallah.
Come on, man.
Inshallah,
For
because
sure.
we have a couple of things to discuss. We have a lot of things to catch up on. Do this, do that. Perhaps learn from each other, which is always good. It doesn't matter on where you are on your journey. There's always something to be learned from everyone. Like I said the other day with Suleiman, if you're a person who has 99 maybe trades, and then you need only one trade to make 100, and then that one trade is only available with the dumbest person in your area, then you have to bring yourself down, go to that dumbest person that dumbest person, and then take that one from that person and then make it 100 for yourself. So like I said, meaning that literally every day is a learning day. It doesn't matter where you are on your journey. You literally have to as for me, as far as for me, I'm always a student of the game. Always a student of the game.
Big
Always.
Lamin, big Lamin.
But yeah, man.
Yeah,
Inshallah, man.
inshallah, we're gonna
Ana
take.
yakunu
I'm
ya
gonna. I think I'm
inshallah.
gonna sleep on the advice from Lamin.
Inshallah. I'm not, yeah, inshallah, man.
But yo, Bilal, inshallah, bro. We keep in touch, bro.
Where's the other Suleiman? I've not seen him today. Suleiman X2.
Where
Bro,
is
shatan bait
Suleiman?
na ako ng dogay.
I'm too black.
Huh?
I'm too black.
Yeah, this guy, you see this guy. Whenever I see this guy next time, man, it's gonna be a problem between me and you. You know that.
Natural lang ka can meet in the war na think.
Awarata, the next time gonna be worried. Hey, Suleiman X2. Una problem mong kita de.
Alright, guys. Love, man.
Inshallah, man. Probably we catch up on Wednesday, man. Inshallah.
Have a nice week,
Alright,
yeah.
guys, bro.
Take care.
Sleep well, man.
Have a nice
Inshallah,
week.
bro.
Make money. Peace and love.
Inshallah.
Bye, bro.
Peace.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.